Hello, everybody. I'm going to do a quick sound check. It says that I am live. I'm just going to make sure. If you are behind the scenes through Zoom, let's test the chat before we dive into it. Everyone should be able to can chat with everybody. I don't know why it doesn't do that. Okay, everyone should be able to chat. All right. Welcome, everybody, to the Conscious Empire. My name is Jen. I'm a headmistress here at Rise University, and this is going to be a weekly class through. I'm going to be doing instructional videos and different things as it pertains to building a high vibrational empire that serves you and the world. So if you're trying to master marketing, really tackle the technology, learn how to do things for your business to allow them to grow, Saturdays afternoons are going to be the times for you. Here at Rise University, we do deal with personal, spiritual, and business development. So I really wanted to dive into offer something to you guys on the business side. That seems to be the biggest request that I get behind the scenes is about business building. So today we're going to be diving into a short presentation. I would like to keep these videos to around 30 minutes, maybe give or take. Each week it's going to have either a presentation, there may be slides, there may not be slides. It's really just guided information on what it is that I am here to share with you. So there's that. And if you would like to join behind the scenes, we do have a Zoom meeting for after, which is a Q&A. If you would like for me to dive into your business, if you have questions, anything like that. So you are free to either watch this live on YouTube, or you can join me behind the scenes and we can dive into your business together. This is free either way. So if you are looking for a specific topic, please let me know and I'll let you know if I can share information on that. I've been doing this for quite some time, so I've learned a lot of tricks of the trade, so to say. Today, we're going to be diving into how to create your own highly effective mastermind group and aligned and empowered group manifestation. I put mastermind so people can kind of grasp that, but we're going to talk a little bit about how Rise is positioned as a mastermind. It's a group empowered manifestation. It's a collaboration platform. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, but I'm going to give you guys some ideas on how you could do that for yourself if you are trying to launch a coaching business, trying to put something together similar behind the scenes. So before we dive into today's episode, I really want us to get into the habit of taking a moment, stop whatever it is that you're doing, and really bring your attention into this moment. You can take a deep breath in, breathing in through your navel center. And when you exhale, drop heart center. And before you approach anything, set the intention of what it is that you would like to receive out of your time during this class. Okay. My intention is to serve you with the highest impact possible. Okay. So, as with all of my classes or workshops that I do, the only thing that's really required is I do give a lot of information. So if you want to have a pen and piece of paper, that would be wonderful. You can always come back and see the recording live on YouTube. This is public, so it's not hidden. And silence any cell phones or distractions or anything like that. If you are too distracted, you may miss something. Again, you can always come back and rewatch it, but know that 90% of success always falls on you. So it's my job to help you get out of your own way and start co-creating a new earth, because that's what we came here to do. So today we're going to dive into, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And we're going to talk about, hold on, let me stop that because I don't like how it's viewed on my second screen. I'm going to do this real quick. All right. How to create your own highly effective mastermind group or aligned and empowered group manifestation. So when I first dove into learning how to build your empire, business building, joining other different group coachings, Facebook groups, all of these things, this has become a very highly effective way to, one, grow your tribe, get to know the people that you're here to serve ultimately, and build your own community. And there's several different ways that you can do this, but I also want to give you guys some pointers on what exactly is a mastermind and an empowered group manifestation. Rise University is definitely a empowered group manifestation. I've been birthing this idea into the physical realm for quite some time, but I would not have been able to get here unless I didn't have a little help from my friends. And you guys know who exactly you are, because most likely you're the ones that are supporting me the most. So, and I truly appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. When you're surrounded by others, many challenges are made much easier or disappear altogether. This is something that I learned through recovery. I am a recovered alcoholic, for those of you who don't know me. And it's one of the biggest things that really helped me get out of myself. And what I realized along the journey with helping others is that you start to see things that are happening in your life in a different light. Okay. It's amazing how when you are trying to seek an answer, that usually comes in the form of someone else giving you that response. And the universe does that. It always has a way of putting people in your path to hear exactly what you need at that very moment. So when we all came, people who really resonate with what I have to say, and that they know they're a starseed and a light warrior, and they're here to serve a greater purpose. That's not a one-man job. Nowhere is that a one-man job. It's a we job, okay? And it really does start when we start to work on ourselves. And when we work on ourselves, we will start attracting those people that are in more alignment with us and are on the same mission. And at the end of the day, I feel like we're getting to this point, especially in the collective, where I received the message over a year ago. It was piss or get off the pot. And I'm still seeing a lot of people where there's competition. There's not that support, all sorts of lower vibrational emotions that we should have been working on. And it's not that helping each other. When we really get into this, when we're surrounded by others, and we start to help each other, that's where we can start to learn. Last week, I didn't go live, but we talked about growth mindset. This is where that growth mindset will really come in. And it's not just with you, it's on a collective level. So that's a big thing that I really learned through recovery, and my own awareness. I was able to see it firsthand. It's always beneficial to have the support and help of others. Okay. This is not a me job. This is a we job. How can you surround yourself with the people who will help you to be your best self? Well, a much better option is to create a mastermind group or aligned and empowered group manifestation. That's what I like to call it. And invite specific people to be a part of it. It's quite all right to be selective with the people that you let in your community. That's all right for you to do. I have seen a lot of groups be completely open, and then they get people in there that doesn't quite serve what their mission is. And I've seen ones that have been really selective and overly selective. So hopefully this little training can kind of help clear some of that and maybe give you a different approach to it. A mastermind group is a collection of like-minded people who are pursuing similar goals and objectives. All the members of the group participate in these ways: sharing insight and knowledge, give encouragement, help each other navigate problems, provide resources, hold each other accountable. And to be clear, a mastermind group is not group coaching. It's not networking, even though that can manifest, which is quite all right, or a course. So what you're watching right now, depending on whether you are viewing it on YouTube or you're viewing it through Zoom, if you're behind the scenes, this would be my little mastermind group that I have created that is free for anybody to join, because after we do the training that goes live on YouTube, behind the scenes, it's all of us working together. Sometimes there's amazing, I don't know all the answers. I will say I know a lot of knowledge, but sometimes somebody will say something, offer a different program. They may have tested and tried something, got a different perception. And I try really hard, or I work really hard on approaching all of my classes as I'm also the student as well. We're both learning at the same time. So your Facebook groups, if you have a Facebook group, that can be considered as a mastermind group. If you have a Telegram group, that can be considered as a mastermind group. Those types of things. And we'll get into whether, you want to charge for it or not charge for it later. Mastermind groups are not a new concept. Once Facebook groups came out, that's where the marketing scene really blew up. But prior to that, you guys remember forums. So those were considered somewhat of a mastermind group. Okay. So how do you actually start a mastermind group or align and empower group manifestation? Today, you'll find a step-by-step process for creating and running powerful, soulful synergy sessions. Step 1, define your focus and your purpose. Okay. Through my journey of learning about marketing, the whole niche down your niche would really irritate me. But I switched my perception on that, because it is important to get clear on what your focus and what your purpose is. Recently, we've been doing a 4-part series of the Magic to Ho'oponopono course inside of Rise University for its students. And part 2, we talked a lot about the conscious, the subconscious, the superconscious. And Raz, which is the secretary that sits in your head, that really is the gatekeeper to manifesting. Well, Raz, you can have her work for you when you really define what your focus is, because when you put her on alert, you're going to be more in tune with seeing the things that you're focused on, and you're crystal clear on what the purpose is. So she's not working overtime on, trying to gather all that information. She's filtering 70,000 thoughts a day. If you're if you're trying to manifest something specific, the more clear that you can get, and it's not easy on it at first, and that's what we do help with inside of Rise. It will help that kick in, so it kind of makes it easier. As soon as I got clear on who I was here to serve, what my purpose was, and really embodied that, that's where it really started to change. It took some time to get there, I will admit, but I'm able to really, it's an easier process for me now. So that niching down your niche, even though I don't like, it sounds markety, it does help you, because at the end of the day, when you are business building, depending on what it is that you want to do, you're not going to serve everyone. And that is the reality of it, guys. It's just depending on, not everyone's going to resonate with what you do. Find the ones that do instead of attracting the ones that don't. I hope that made sense. If it did, drop a comment. What is your group about? What are you going to be focusing on? Okay. Is it holistic health and wellness? Are you going to be like me, building your empire, spiritual development, personal development, or hell, all of them, like Rise University? And that's what we deal with inside. Rise University is a platform that is completely positioned to get to where we are enrolling faculty so that it is a co-collaborative thing, so that we can cover, because it is a mystery school for light warriors. So get, what is your what is your gift? What is your superpower? If you're not quite crystal clear on that, then send me a DM, book a clarity call. I'd love to get on a call with you, see where you're struggling at, where you're at in your business, and let's dive in and see what I can help you. It's a choose your own adventure platform, because each person's going to have a different journey. I'm here to help give you the roadmap for you to get to point A to point B and so on. So that's my duty. So when choosing your focus, it's important to find the right balance and to try to find a topic that's broad enough to allow lots of discussion, yet narrow enough so that people will be generally focused on the same thing. I came across a community the other day. I want to say, if this isn't the right one, please forgive me, guys, because got like so many tabs up in my head, but I think it's permaculture communities, because I was looking into something similar. I'm trying to get out of the city, so I'm seeing what other people out there are doing, and I was blown away. There's a lot of people that are building their own communities, tiny communities, permaculture communities, farms, schools. I was so excited. I actually saw schools that are focused on home schooling, but they're out in nature. And these are the things that we are here to do. So there are people really stepping into their purpose. But they had a Mighty Networks community, and that's what the Courtyard is based under. So I'm familiar with the platform, and it was really cool, because I could find people who were local to me, because that's what Mighty Networks has a good feature about that. So I thought that was really cool, but everybody in there is focused on the same thing. We all have the same purpose. We're all on the same mission, the same wavelength. That we may not all be on the same vibe all the time, but that's quite all right. Overall, we're all seeking the same type of information. What is your group going to be focused about? What is it that you want to share? Next, define the purpose of your mastermind group. Just said that. And then purpose can be broken down into mission. What are you trying to achieve as this group? What is your, I don't like to say the word motive or agenda, but what is your driving force? Okay. Ask yourself those core questions. What are you trying to achieve overall in this group? And that can go for even creating content or anything like that. Like, what are you trying to achieve? What is for your vision? What is the intended outcome of the group? What do you want to get out of it? Value. What actions and attitudes are valued within the group? Okay. So, example, the Conscious Empire. My mission is to empower conscious soulpreneurs to build high vibrational empires through practical guidance, inspiration, and community support. My vision, a world where conscious entrepreneurs thrive, building businesses that uplift humanity and elevate the planet to new heights of consciousness. And my values are growth mindset, conscious collaboration, innovation, and service. So these are core fundamental values through Rise University, and this is who I am here to serve. Light warriors who are here to serve a greater purpose. And that can come in many different shapes and forms. It's not all, we're not all the same. And I really want you to find your unique roadmap, because you have one. And you just, we're not taught these things. So by mapping these things out, you give your mastermind group helpful definition. You make it clear, crystal clear of why they are there. Try to be as clear as possible when defining the focus and purpose of your mastermind group. So step 2, create the ground rules. All right. By establishing the ground rules first, you make expectations clear to potential participants. This is important because, unfortunately, we have people out there that have to just run it for everybody else. So, i.e., it is important for you being crystal clear on what you're going to accept, what you're not going to accept within your group or not. And it's all a learning lesson. I didn't do this at the very first beginning when I created my very first Facebook group that I still have. And it got spammy because I was posting information that, was getting me flagged and whatever. And trolls would get in there, and then you've got to have moderators and admins. And if you kind of come into it and you just pay attention to similar groups that you resonate with, what they're doing, just start getting certain ideas. That's what I did. I collected a lot of things along the way. Sometimes I write too much information, but I do like to be clear. I am that type of person that if somebody asks me a question at one point in time and I get asked again, I know someone's going to ask me again later down the road. So I will go and tweak the verbiage and write it if it's something that I need to change, and then put everybody on notice that this is what it is. I am a manifestor in human design, so you can take that as me informing. So I didn't realize that that's what I was doing, but that's pretty much what it is. But if you establish the ground rules, it will help you set those boundaries, which is important for you to learn how to do, and learn how to effectively enforce those boundaries by, learning how to communicate your needs in an effective way. Okay. A lot of us have never been taught that. It is a learning lesson. Here are some ground rules to consider. Meeting frequency. If you are going to be doing a live or something like that, it is good to be to have it scheduled, and consistency. That way people know that you're going to show there. Meeting length, like I said at the beginning, I wanted to keep these around 30 minutes or so. Meeting location, we're doing this on Zoom and YouTube. Preparation, I prepped before the meeting. I did some slides last week. I had a little outline that kept me on track from when I was talking. So I am taking the time to take a step back and prepare a little bit for these meetings. Contribution, people who are contributing to this. Me showing up is a contribution. New members, anybody who's viewing this that's brand new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Make sure you hit that button, like and subscribe. Drop me a comment down below and send me a DM because I'd like to get to know you. Removing members, stagnant members that are not really serving. And I do a masterclass on energy leaks, what an energy leak is, and members that are not really serving the community as a whole. That's something that we can talk about later on, but it is an energy leak. Size, how big do you want your group? Do you want it really big, or do you want it intimate and small? Be reasonable when you create these ground rules, okay? Don't go over the top, but get similar ideas of people that you resonate with. Once you've decided on the ground rules, put them into a simple document that can easily be shared with others, okay? Google's great. Step 3, invite people. When deciding who to invite to your mastermind group, keep these things in mind. Personal connection. Experience, are they going to bring things to the table? Drive and commitment, this is also important. 90% of success is all on you. Diverse skills and perspective. We don't all have the answers, guys. I like to hear other people's points of views and perspectives. What are they seeing? Individuality. The bottom line is that you want to invite others who can do two things: add and receive value. When you invite others, ensure they understand why you're inviting them specifically. Okay. The overall mission and the vision of the group, the key benefits of joining the group, and the expectation and ground rules. As you discuss the group with potential members, don't be afraid to sell the benefits of joining the group. Okay. So start small and increase your size later. Think of where I struggled at the beginning. I kept going way too big in the very beginning of all of this because I have a huge mission file to ground into the physical. But I went way too big, and I think a lot of people may get stuck on that too. Just start small. I have seen some amazing people out there that have done a lot with a little, not having all this fancy stuff or thinking that they have to have all that fancy stuff. So step 4, create a meeting agenda. Some things you might want to put on the agenda include conversation topic. I put that on today's. Current challenges, wins, goals, resources. And once you create your agenda, share it with the other members so that they can adequately prepare for the meeting. So if I do have an agenda, you do have it attached on my podcast. If I have an outline to it, that gets submitted with the podcast so you guys can follow along. I've gotten really good into the habit of giving you guys the information because it benefits me when people do that. So, and a lot of the times I'm creating it for myself. So if I'm creating it for myself, I normally just give it to y'all. But it helps. It does. It's adding extra value to whatever it is that you are serving, and don't make it too complex. I'm queen at making things too complex, believe me. Even this presentation, it's a little bit different from what I normally do, but literally there's so many different programs now that you can have help you. I just threw something in and it created the slides, and I changed some of the pictures, and that's about it. I didn't mess with the font. I didn't get too hung up on things. I really wanted to just get the information in there and get it to you. So I've seen people who've done amazing things with a lot, not even that prettier. So there may be times when you need to stray from the agenda in order to effectively serve the group members. It's quite all right. In order for an agenda to function properly, there needs to be a discussion facilitator. Always, if you're going to put somebody in, make sure that someone's the facilitator is talking, but is not always the center of the group, especially if you're trying to create a round table, those type of things. I try to make it equal to everybody who has an open window to speak, especially behind the scenes. So choose the right tools. Here are a couple tools that may really help you. Video chat. So video chat, you can use Zoom. Not many people talk about freeconferencecall.com. It is a free program. You can do teleconferences. They used to do that way back in the day. And they also have a video chat. There's Google video meetings. And wherever you are with Google, I know that they're all collecting information from us, guys. I'm thoroughly convinced. I don't like to support certain brands like that, but it's hard to get away from doing it. Google, for anyone who is starting out, does have a lot of free functions to it. Google video meetings, you can do course creation through classrooms, documents, presentations. It does. If you can't afford extra programs and you're trying to get something started, it's free. It's not an added charge. Zoom is up to 40 minutes in the free program. If you want a cheaper version of Zoom, because I think the next one is like 14 and then it gets really expensive, workinglive.com, sign up with them and you will actually get the business plan for less than what the personal plan is. And then there's Skype. If you use Skype, some people still use Skype, some people don't. And you can always Google search or search on your browser, wherever. There's other programs that do it, but those are ones that are free to start off with if you're looking to do a video chat. File sharing. Google Drive, again, I do use Google Drive to do sharing. There's Mega. I have Mega. I had used that for sharing. Dropbox. And Zoho was one that I have tried out. I don't quite utilize it that much, but I do hear other people that talk about it. I do have a Dropbox. I don't quite utilize that one that much. So I got a lot of stuff on Mega. Online chat. Mighty Networks. Mighty Networks, you can do an online chat community for free. Discord, that's another one you can do chat. I don't think you can do video in there, but you can do like a forum. Telegram, guys, there's so many different, groups on Telegram, and Telegram has a lot of functionality. You can even do some file sharing through Telegram. There's Slack, which is kind of similar to Discord, and Shout is a new one that I came across. It's really interesting. You can build your own communities. It connects with all your social media. You can pull in all your messages and some other functions as well. There is a paid version. I think all of these, I'm not quite sure if Discord has a paid version, but all of these have a free one, and then they have tiers that go up. So those are a couple of ideas for you. Task managers. And of course, if you have a Facebook group as well, I forgot to put that one. Some good task managers are Trello. I love Trello. I use Trello for a lot of things. Asana. Asana is another part of Trello. ClickUp, that's a similar one. They're all kind of similar. I utilize Trello the most. I do have ClickUp. I just started that one. I'm trying to see what all it does. And then Notion, I hear a lot of people talking about that. I've come across some cool things that you can do with Notion, but they're all good. Task Manager, and Task Manager is like things where you can keep your files. You can put things in order. They have a bunch of different like templates. You can add people, you can co-collaborate with things, keep up with projects, project management systems, all sorts of different things. I have my cookbooks in Trello. I utilize Trello the most. Lots of templates. Some of the stuff that is inside of Rise University comes through Trello. So step 6, meet. Try these ideas to help your meeting run smoothly. It's 3:33 right now. Stick to the allotted time. Let everyone speak. Make sure everyone has equal time at the floor. Try to avoid interrupting as much as possible. Everyone gets a chance at the table of whatever it is question that they're having, or however it is that you're running the mastermind or group coaching. Encourage openness. I like to, this is a sacred space. What's said here stays here. Celebrate your victories, even the small ones. Once you start celebrating those small victories, it's the big ones become even more monumental. Keep the conversation going. You can look into group activities. There are so many different websites out there that will give you some really creative ideas. Always have fun, bring the joy in, smile, have a good time, try to bring in that energy. If you're a non-energetic being, believe me, I completely understand. Sometimes I come on here and I'm like, yes. And then sometimes I'm just like, go with it. We're not all generators, guys. Don't be surprised if there are some bumps and hiccups in the first few meetings. Remember, growth mindset, keep your mind open. You'll be more flexible when things don't go exactly the way that you have planned. Step 7, periodically evaluate. Some things to consider when evaluating: personal objectives, member feedback, the size of your group, and the format that you are running it. Ensure that everyone is on board before you alter things. You don't always have to quite do that, but it's good to ask your group specific questions, because then you can get positive feedback. During these times of evaluation, it can also be helpful to give people the chance to leave the group. Not everyone's going to align with what you have to say, and that's quite all right. Should you charge? Should you not charge? When you have that question in your mind, consider these factors. Are you offering value? Generally speaking, the more expertise there is in your group, the more valuable it is. Work required. Are you going to give different assignments? Are they required to do something during the periods of time that you're not meeting? Those types of things. If you do charge your membership fee based on the work you put in, ensure that the members see the benefit of the work you do. Okay. Make sure that you are offering value. Commitment level. Are you committed? It also shows them if you are charging their commitment level. When deciding whether or not to charge for membership, carefully weigh the previous factors. Avoid these pitfalls. Here are some of the most common reasons mastermind groups don't succeed. Lack of commitment. I've had this personally. I launched a group and I thought it was going to fill up immediately, and it didn't. And I got butt hurt and got all up in my head and didn't think that I was good enough to do this and this and that. And so I stopped being consistent, and the group engagement was going down, and I didn't give it enough time to allow it to run for me to effectively, thoroughly do my investigation to have enough results. So I have seen enough on this journey that if you focus on one thing and you put your energy in that, you're going to see a lot of outcome. You may have to tweak things at the very beginning. You may have to be open. You've got to be open to things that may not work that way. Okay. But it's the energy. Stop thinking about all the followers or anything like that. Focus on getting the energy going. And when you get that energy going, you're going to be in that flow. Okay. What does lack of commitment not look like? Not showing up to meetings, making excuses for failing to reach goals, and not participating in meetings. Okay. Solution: if it seems that members isn't committed, talk to them privately first. There may be a total valid reason: health problems, financial troubles, or other issues. Okay. The size. Solution: consider how you might split the group into smaller, more manageable mastermind groups. If those are the ones that get way too big, sometimes groups get too big, and then that's where you see really big masterminds that cost a lot of money that have several coaches that are underneath it, because it's not just one person that's operating it. You have a mindset coach, you have an accountability coach, you have a marketing coach, you've got the coach that you invested in, but then all these other coaches behind the scenes are helping you out, that type of thing. Nothing wrong with it. It's all wonderful, but it's when you get big like that, it helps to add more people on board or break things into a smaller thing, because that's where who you're here to serve is going to get the greatest value. All right. And that's the important thing. Transformation, you providing transformation to who you're here to serve. They are you're 3 years ahead of them. Overbearing facilitator. Okay. No one likes that. I've had that. Solution: if you're the facilitator, make a deliberate, conscious effort to involve every member of the group. Sometimes you get on calls or you see people that it turns too much into the me show. And you're not really learning, you're not listening to your tribe, you're not gaining that feedback. You don't even know if you're helping anybody, because if you're the one talking all the time and you're not listening to what others have to say, you're not going to know if they are giving that transformation that you think you're delivering. Lack of accountability. Solution, have every member share their goals with the group. Lack of transparency. Solution, set an example for the group by consistently being open, honest, and transparent. 2 are better than 1. 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up, but pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. Ecclesiastics 4:9-10. Kind of like that Bible verse. Steps to start a mastermind: define your focus and purpose, create ground rules, invite people, create a meeting agenda, use the right tools, meet and periodically evaluate. Don't expect everything to run perfectly right from the start. Remember, you're going to experience hiccups. So get out there and start your own mastermind group. Yes, it takes some work, but you won't regret it. If you're feeling called to do that and you're drawn to do that, start taking the steps. If you are still unsure on how to do that, you don't know what the right program is, you're not crystal clear on who you are here to serve, you don't know how to market it, you don't know how to position yourself as an authority, you have limiting beliefs, you're struggling with imposter syndrome, any of that stuff that I know that a lot of you are struggling with, please let me know. Make sure that you book a clarity call. I'd like to help you out, or join us behind the scenes on one of these, and I could really get to know you and offer you some guidance as well. Thanks for being a part of this workshop. Yay. Thank you, everybody who joined and tuned in. We went a little bit over. I do apologize for that. I do hope that you guys able to receive some value from that. I'm just going to make sure that I check the chat. Okay. With that said, we're going to go off live from YouTube, and I'm going to promote everybody behind the scenes and answer any questions that they have for this week. If you are new to my platform, please make sure that you like, subscribe, and follow the show. If you're interested in joining us, check the description. You'll find all the links on how to sign up. You do have to register through Zoom, but once you do, you'll receive a weekly email reminding you of the meeting with your Zoom link. If you are struggling, you don't know what direction to take, you need some guidance, shoot me a message, join, pop on. I'd like to get to know you and see how I can help you out. With that said, guys, I hope everyone who's viewing this on YouTube has a wonderful day. Go outside and enjoy the beautiful weather.